Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada, on a cool Thursday night, November 18th. So hopefully you are all well wherever you are, and you're staying warm, staying healthy, and certainly not having trouble in the floods like they are in BC. Our poor province to the west of us here is just devastated. I did speak to my brother earlier. He's on the island, so at least he's not immediately involved in the flooding that's happening in BC, but he said even the grocery stores there are starting to look pretty bare. So let's hope and pray that things get repaired quickly for them, if that's at all possible. So welcome. I see some of you are coming on. Good to see you. I welcome everybody, whether you've joined me before or not. I'm happy to have you here. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Karen. I saw your name go by. I'm not going to try and keep up with everybody there, but I will go back and read who all's commented. And as always, if you comment, I do put your name in a draw for the card for next week. I have those names all queued up on my wheel of winning, and I will draw that at the end as usual. A couple things, well, a few things happening. Of course, you've probably seen, if you've been on Facebook at all today, today is the last day for the sensational seasonal sale. I guess it's seasonal sale is what it's called, where you get 10% off cardstock, 15% off ink pads, the regular ones, not the memento and the embossing pad, and dies. You get 20% off. So before I start the card I have planned for you tonight, I will show you a number of cards made with dies that I have, and I'm going to get ready, because I'm going to ask you what your favorite die set is, because I have a couple on my list that I'm still going to order tonight, I believe, because 20% off is a great deal. And dies do not, they don't go bad. They don't expire like ink pads do. They don't get used up like paper does. So it's really a good deal. So be sure you look at that. It's open that sale is on until 11:59 tonight. So you want to be sure and take advantage of that if you can. Hello, Linda. Hello, Catherine. I believe I saw your name go by. Good to see that you're here. So yes, there's Catherine. So thank you for joining me. I will turn the camera down. We'll talk about a few more things there. I'll show you some cards, and then I have an amazing card to show you guys tonight. It is embossing with the decorative masks, not the mask like you use the what is it called, the Post-it notes for, but the decorative masks that we use for the coloring and everything. So it works really, really neat. So I want to show you that. So bear with me while I flip the camera around here. If you get dizzy, just close your eyes. There is the other side of the room. And slowly but surely, I will turn you over to see my desk. And I will make sure I can see your comments if I look in the right place here. So that is good. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. So as you can see, first of all, on my desk is my 12 weeks of Christmas is still happening. This is a newsletter going out each week to all my newsletter subscribers, and there is a different Christmas project in each one, and they're not shared with you anywhere else. So I did have one friend say, well, did you not do a blog post on that? Or did you not do a YouTube on that? And I said, no, it's in my newsletter, and that's where you get it. So hello, Rhonda, welcome. So there's still, what are we? We just did week 8, so there's still 4 left. You can get in on them. And my host code that's still in effect, if you're ordering from me and your order is under $200, I appreciate you using that. And let's have a look-see at what's on sale. The cardstock and the ink pads from these 2 pages, page 122 and 123 in the annual catalog, are on, cardstock is 10% off, ink pads are 15% off. And then if you go to the dies, starting on page 157, the dies are 20% off out of this catalog. So I was quite excited to think the dies were on sale, and I was deciding, oh, I wanted this one and then realized they were in the holiday mini. Those are not on sale. So just so you're aware. So again, let me know while you're waiting for me to share a few things. What is your favorite set of dies out of here, and how come? And if there's any that you want me to show you, like I say, I do have quite a number of them, but still want some more. So I will dig them out and show you what they actually look like. So to begin with, I have cards made with these stitched triangles. So that's all there, and these little stars are from, I don't remember which set, but they are from one of the, this is the stitched stars, obviously, because it has stitching all over it. So some great things you can get there. This is another one. This one was done last year with the stitched triangles because they've been out for a while. But the stamp set is no longer available. And this one, isn't this cute? Somebody took and made trees with them. This is not one that I made, but I really like how it's finished. And it has the stitched rectangles, can't talk, going around the edges. This is the picture this. I should back up for a minute. The stitched triangles, regular $48 for $38.40. Picture this has the circles, as well as there's 3 rectangles. And it's 1 die for circles, 1 die for rectangles. And that one is regular $46 for $36.80. This is the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And this is the stitched snowflakes that are in the holiday one. So those aren't on sale. But Stitch So Sweetly is. And that's one that I use a lot. Regular $44 for $35.20. This one has the tags. And in this particular one, it's a gift card card that we made in one of the Christmas card classes. But the tags are regular $30 for $24, so that's tailor-made tags. Linda, you use the stitch rectangles. Yes, they're very versatile. This one has the stitch stars, a snowflake from So Many Snowflakes. That one's regular $49 for $39.20. And this is the word, I had it out here. It's one of the word dies right at the very back of the dies, and it has Merry Christmas, it has Halloween, Easter, New Year's, so lots of variety there. And last but not least is the poinsettia dies, and those are regular $49 for $39.20. One of your favorites is Stitch So Sweetly. Yes, Bonnie. One of mine too. So So Many Snowflakes has, this is what I normally do with my dies so I can see what they are. And here are the stitched triangles. So you get lots, 19 dies in that set. And so lots of possibilities. So hopefully you've had fun shopping there. And we'll continue to do so until 11:59 tonight, because those deals don't come often. Okay, so what I want to work with tonight are these. Just a minute till I get them all. There's 4 in a package. There is the stripes. I'm not sure what you'd call those, but they're kind of neat. This looks to me like an Argyle sweater. And snowflakes. And they are called Adorning Design Decorative Masks. So that's an adorning design. The 2 I'm going to use for 2 different cards tonight are the stripes and the snowflakes. Those are in the Holiday Mini on page 9, and they are $11. So not a huge investment, but lots of possibilities. So let's see if you can see this. Can you see the embossing on here? That is done with this mask. Isn't that a neat thing to be able to do? The lady that I copied these cards from is a Nagiza Creates out of the UK, and she does have a video on them. So she's using the black glimmer paper, which I had, so I thought, oh, I love black and white cards. I don't know about you guys, but there's something about black and white cards that are just amazing. And when she started out, she said they do in their team, they do a technique for the month. And for this month that she was doing, it was embossing. So she had, which I have followed suit, she had embossing here. The words are embossed. I have done embossing on these words. And I'll show you something else on the other card that she classed as embossing as well. So I thought, what a great thing to include so many things. So to begin with, I'm going to start with this one, because when I do the embossing with this, it kind of makes a mess on my silicone craft sheet, and that's what you need to emboss with. So I have my card base, which is our regular 8.5 by 5.5. I'm just going to recreate that. I have the inside already embossed. I have this layer that I'm going to emboss here, and all she did, I'll just lay the sandwich because it's pretty hard to put my cut and emboss machine under the camera here. So I have my base plate. I had one number 3 plate. I laid down my cardstock and placed my snowflakes where I wanted them. And then I laid the silicone mat on top, and I did have to use plate 4. I tried it with plate 3 and it wasn't embossing anything. But with plate 4, and now that I've got it in there, I can show you that it does take a little bit of effort. And I'll try not to shake it too bad, but keep chatting amongst yourselves. Good to see, you know, so many of you all know each other so well. And when you take it apart, try not to drop it on the floor. I did it backwards. Well, because it didn't work. I may have to go back and look at her instructions. Any of you know how to do this? I can't wait, Karen, sorry. Didn't work. I know these are the pieces I used, but I do have proof on that other card that it did work, and I can always look up her website again to find out. But, that's better. Now can you see? So the trick is put the silicone mat underneath, not on top. But I just love how I was going to use embossing on this, dry embossing as we call it. But the snowflake embossing folder I have is only a 3-inch, so it wouldn't have covered the whole thing. So when she started talking about doing it this way, I was really excited. So I put that on like that. I'm not going to take the time to do all of that with you because the other card is going to take a little bit more time. Put that on. I have, just a sec, I do have somewhere all the pieces for embossing. The other thing she did, you can tell that that's the tree punch. She took her 3-inch square Post-it note, punched out the center, and then used that as a template or a mask to know to punch that in the center. And she called this card a twofer because you get 2 cards for one, because you have your punched out and you have your leftover piece there. So then, now that one is on the back side. There is my piece that goes on there. Then I embossed the greetings from Christmas to Remember. This Merry Christmas fits on these pieces. Now I don't know about you guys, but I save, this is a 1/2-inch piece. When I cut my white for the second layer, not for the card base, but this one for the second layer, there's always a piece like this left, and I have a drawer full of them, and look at how well you can use them when they're, you need just a little bit for a greeting. And I am going to make my flagged ends by cutting in the center, and then from each corner into there. And no, they're probably not perfect, but I'm sure they will do, rather than trying to line them up in a punch if I have one. I haven't even looked to see if I have one that matches that. And that's going to be my greeting. So we'll just quickly put that together. And hey Terry, I see you're there. Good to see you. Have you been shopping on that sale we're having? I have sent one order already, especially for paper, because I was short of paper, or running low on paper, not short. And can't pass up a deal. Again, I just love how that embossed. My inside piece is done. I did use dimensionals to pop up the black glimmer with the tree punched out of it. So I will grab those and do that again. And just to give it a bit of variety, I do, and then I grab just more of a length of it to put along the sides here so it doesn't cave in, I guess would be a term. So hopefully you're all staying warm, not having issues with the icy roads. I was out today for a little bit, but it was later this morning, so therefore there wasn't a lot of traffic, so I was pleased with that. So when I put this on, I put it in the middle this way, and then down from the top about the same. I certainly don't use a ruler to measure any of that, but hopefully you can understand where I'm going. I did use dimensionals again on my greeting, and I was a bit concerned with it not having like white on white, but I think it turned out okay. What do you guys think? It isn't, because it's black embossing, whoops, turn it right side up. I don't think it needs anything there. And then for my bow, I do have this Simply Elegant trim. Comes with gold and silver. And of course, to me, the silver is what goes with this. And basically just cut a piece of it and tie a little bow. And my favorite for doing any of this is the bunny ears, if this would cooperate with me. The other thing that I found I did with this, when I did the embossing, especially because the inside is quite a large verse, and even this on the outside, I did use my embossing buddy, because of it being black embossing powder. I find it, the others you might be able to get away with it not showing if you get it in the wrong place, but the black really shows up. So I'm going to just roll my little glue dot and place my bow on there to try and get it to lay in the right place. And I'm just going to tack it down here at the bottom of the tree. And I can never, whether I tie on camera or not, I can never get the ends the way I want them. And that may need some adjusting, but there's the card, and you can see in both of them, actually, you can see the embossing came through and whatever. So that's card number 1 out of these 2 fur cards that she was explaining. And this is card number 2. So what she did on this one, the embossing with the decorative mat, and I'll show you what she did there. A little bit of trim, just to, again, bring out the sparkle, some ribbon. This is embossed, and this is done on the scoreboard, And you could do it on your paper trimmer. Again, on the inside, now that might be tricky to show you, but I did do 3 sets of score lines there. And according to Shelley from Stampin' Up that we watched on the weekend, you can never send out an envelope that isn't dressed, so I did it on my envelope, and it worked there too. I haven't tried putting the card in, but oh yeah. So that's going to be the next one. So tonight might be a little bit longer than I usually am, but hopefully you don't mind. And if you do, the replay will always be here. I do appreciate all of your comments, your sharing, and if you're watching on YouTube, because I do upload it to YouTube afterwards, I'd appreciate you subscribing to my channel there. I am hoping to get more subscribers, and eventually, if I get enough, I can actually do lives on YouTube. And as you're aware, probably, Facebook likes to mess with us, and quite often we can't get the lives to work or whatever. So on my scoreboard, and a couple of the ladies were here with me yesterday for a class, and I was struggling to get things scored right. Discovered afterwards that the scoreboard only has 1/8. Well, yeah, half, quarter, and 1/8. And I was looking for 1/16 on what I was doing there. So anyway, I scored these at the 1/4 mark. And yes, because I'm right-handed, it's a little bit awkward to do this way, but this is all I did for that inside layer. For the outside layer, it was just 1 around all 4 sides. And I'm only using the regular white. If you're a heavy-handed scoring person, you might want to try the thick white, but it does work like that. And my envelope, same thing. I wanted it on this side. So, and maybe whoever receives it's going to wonder, what the heck was I doing? But to me, it kind of finished it off. So there is my scoring. Now we're going to do a little bit of embossing. And to do that, don't need that for the inside, I need this. And I need my embossing tools here. So to do that, this piece, this is the first one I did, and I saved it to show you that I hadn't done it quite exact. And as you know, I'm kind of anal about doing things exact. And this one, same thing, you can see some little spots and whatever. I did not use the embossing buddy, so I will now, and we'll see if it makes a difference. But I decided I really do like how it turned out, so I am going to use it. So I taped my, turn it the right way, my mat on my silicone mat. I laid my piece of cardstock underneath. And no, whoops, said I was going to use this. No rhyme nor reason as to where I lay it, as long as it's under there. I'm going to see if this works any better. But I had, like I say, I just really enjoyed this lady's video on all these different embossing things. So, see if you can see that in there. So then what she did, except I'd like it a little bit straighter, she took hers and she actually held this and stroked it, for lack of a better description. May sound funny, but when I did my first one, I patted it, and that might have been why it didn't take quite the way I wanted it. But now when you take it out, I can see, I don't know how well I can adjust that so you can see it, but it looks like it's pretty covered. So that's why I had to do the other one with the silicone mat first, because now that is all covered in Versamark. So when I do my embossing powders, and see that one's still staticky, I leave them in these little containers. They come in until I get them kind of all dumped into there, and I don't put them back into the containers because it's much easier to use this way. And I've got black on the back, and that's going to be where the tree goes anyway, right? So maybe I've got fingerprints happening in there. Okay, so that needs to be heated, which I will tuck very carefully on my board here. And I do have a little paintbrush that does work for things like this. And I can hear some of you saying, "Don't be so picky." But there, that's a little better. Now, before I turn the heat tool on and blast your ears out, I'm going to do the, whoops, you can't see that, the Merry Christmas on the card front. Well, or try to anyway. So I need my Merry Christmas, and that is from a different stamp set. It is from Evergreen Elegance. So this one that is new in the annual catalog this year. And even though it is a rubber stamp, I would like to, what did I do last time? Leave that. I'm going to stamp it on a mat. Okay. And when you're doing the embossing, you can look at it, like I can tilt it and see that I do have ink on there. And again, I didn't, you can see where my fingerprints were. But so I'm going to bring in my heat tool. But before I do that, just because I am going to put the lid on this. So this is a board I made quite a while ago. And I find it very helpful to hold my papers when I'm heat embossing. Did I ever show you this? Isn't this a neat stand that my hubby made for me? Heat tool does sit in there. When I was having in-person classes, some of the ladies thought they would just leave the tool in there and hold their paper under it, and it worked as well. But I prefer to be able to do this so I can move it back and forth. So let me know what your favorite technique is. With heat embossing, it's still my favoritist from all times. And I've learned that you don't do this with it. You just hold it till you see it melting and then work your way across the project. And I was so tickled to see that we still have black, or we have black back, because I think we didn't have it for a while. And I'm busy doing that Christmas card class. It looks like I got rubbed stuff off there, but I don't know if you can see that starting to shine. And in my Christmas card class, I'm doing some copper embossing, so with one of the cards. So lots of possibilities. So there is my striped piece for that card. And I think we've got it. So let that cool off just a little bit. While we get the rest ready, we're going to attach that top and bottom just to give it a little bit of more sparkle. To do that, I did use my liquid glue, and I did one side at a time. Let me see if I can make sure I show you what I did, because I took my piece of black, laid it on the grid paper lined up, so it is a 1/2 inch. Then I was able to take my striped piece and lay it up on there on the 1/4 inch, so I know it's going to be straight. I mean, that little bit you can probably eyeball it, and of course, being glimmer paper, it takes a little bit more time to dry. So we'll do that again on the other side. Whoa. So any of you on here from BC that are affected by those storms, my heart goes out to you if you are. Catherine, I believe you're from BC, right? So I don't know whereabouts, if you're affected by it or not, but please know we're thinking of you, and hopefully everything will be okay. So you can, oh, that's sticky yet. I'm gonna have to. So then I took my ribbon, my glimmer, or whatever this is called, organdy, glittered organdy ribbon. So it goes right along with my glittering shiny things. And I'm going to use glue dots to put it on the back, or glue it to the back. I'm not putting it on the back, but I think you guys know what I mean. So like I said before, I'm seeing some of the comments, not taking time to really comment on them, but I will go back as always and enjoy them later. Thank you so much for being part of this crafting journey with me. It is a pleasure to have you here. So I think I'm ready. My card base is going to go like that. This is going to go end to end. So I'll probably, no, it's okay. Then my tree is going to go, and I have a bow again, and my embossed layer on the inside. And again, because I'm going to be mailing most of my Christmas cards, I do glue them flat. The tree is done with dimensionals. But this as well, this could have been dimensionals, I guess. You can see what I'm doing. I'm gluing my focal piece, I guess I would call it, onto here, and again, no measuring, just try to make it look straight on my end. And with the liquid glue, like we all, oh, look at that, it's a bit too long. But when it's on the black, it probably won't show that much. So I will use dimensionals on the tree, but I will certainly put a ring of glue, not a ring of fire, but a ring of glue around it there. And I think, was it you, Linda, I saw mention about the scoring like that around there. It really does add, and it doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of effort to do it. So if you were making 10 cards the same or whatever, it would be quite a quick way to add just a bit of decoration to them. And of course, with black card, you do need a layer inside to write on, even if it's just signing it. And then my little tree, and we will be done our 2 cards for tonight. So having done that, please let your friends know that we're on here each week, and if they want to come and comment too, we'll make a draw for 2 cards next week, because I have 2 that I made. So that one will go with, whoa, got sticky glue on my paper. And I was thinking afterwards that the other thing that we could do is we have black matte dots. You know, you could spasmodically put them around. I should have put my tree lower to cover that, but anyway, as most people say, those who get handmade cards love them anyway. Doesn't matter if they're not perfect. And you've probably heard a number of us say we're trying the 80% rule recently. We're better to be done than at 80% than to not get done, because we're worrying about the perfect. So there is my other card. So which one do you like better? The Merry Christmas, well, they're both Merry Christmas. The one with the tree out here or the tree inside? Let me know. I'm always interested in knowing that. Okay, I do have some show and tell before I make the draw for last week's. Thanks, Peggy. Okay, I will stack those because I have this one, which is a Northern Lights effect from a friend. My aunt passed away a couple weeks ago, so she had sent me this, and done with Lovely as a Tree, which is always one of my favorites. I have this one, which is done with Whimsy and Wonder, and the tags, the made tags, tailor-made tags, get the right word yet. The new Eden's Garden, done in a different color, not in a green. So, and the Eden's Garden green, done with this technique, which we have done quite a while ago, but it's a new one again. We also did, in a class I attended, we did this shaker card. Maybe some of you have seen it. It's where, this is one of our clear envelopes. Just really kind of a different way of doing it, but kind of neat. And this cabin, love that cabin set. And then recently I did and I posted these on my website. It was a class called Stack, Slice, and Shuffle. I was going to say sort. It was sorting, all right. Virtually what you do is take 4 or 5 pieces of designer paper, stack them up, cut them all the same angles, and you make as many cuts as you have papers. So I had 4, so I cut 1, 2, I ended up with 4 pieces. And then you rearrange them so that you've got only one of each design in each card, and you end up with 4 cards quite quickly. So I needed sympathy cards. Like I say, with my aunt passing away, I, of course, send cards to each one of the family, and I found myself short of cards. So, and then with my team, we do a swap each month, and I went one step further, and I did bright and colorful ones for that swap. So those of you on my team that are on here tonight, those are what's coming in the mail to you before the end of the month. So some quick and easy things there to make your card making go quicker. So last week, those of you who were here know that this is the card we made. And it is with that evergreen, or Eden's Garden. And I have your names. Anybody who has commented, I have your names on my wheel of winning. So I will go to that now and bring it under the camera so that you can watch and try not to get too many lights glaring at you. So those are all the names of you who commented. I thank you again for that. I really appreciate you coming and joining in with me, whether it's you comment now or you comment after the post or on the YouTube. And Lillian K, you are the winner. So I do know where you are. So I will get the card to you. I thank you everyone for joining in again tonight, for commenting, for sharing, and being part of my crafting community. I love it. So next week, same time, same place, barring anything unforeseen, we'll see you here. Take care and have a good week. Bye now.